Health, happiness, and success depend upon the fighting spirit of each person. The big thing is not what happens to us in life, but what we do about what happens to us. Wise words from George Allen. All around us, life keeps moving us slowly forwards. As the seasons change, so do we all. As I read these words, there are good and bad things happening all over the world. At some point, we will all experience a measure of good and bad life. There will be those who are worse off than you, and those off who will be better. Ultimately, what happens is what happens. If something good happens to you, then fantastic. But if something negative happens, then no matter how much it hurts, you have to take it on the chin and keep moving forward. I remember my first Christmas in hospital, thanks to a car crash, and unbeknownst to me, I had a massive PE and DVT. Me being me, I thought that I just had a bad case of the flu. I had planned to set off on Christmas Eve to head home for Christmas. Fortunately for me, I had to see a physiotherapist on the 23rd of December that year, who sent me to see my doctor, who sent me to hospital, where I stayed until early January. Whilst in hospital, I had a massive pulmonary embolism, which really should have killed me. But please let me assure you, this is actually me doing the talking, not my ghost. Well, at least I think that's the case. Had I set off for home the next day, then the odds are I would be dead. Courtesy of that crash, I will have problems for the rest of my life, and each year things get a bit worse. Being blessed with truly awe-inspiring timing, I tried to get back into the world of work at the point when the media in the UK was getting all excited about this thing called economy class syndrome, where so many poor kids just ended up dead because they got a DVT that progressed to a PE on long-haul flights. And the fun that I had when going to job interviews, especially when something had been on the TV the day before. Whilst I have to now admit that with all my problems, no employer in their right mind is going to touch me with a barge pole. So what could I do? I had two choices. First, I could either rot in front of the TV and make nothing out of my life, or I could try to create my own opportunities, which, given that I had virtually no working capital, was really not going to be easy. Then I discovered the internet and all of its life-changing potential. Like most newbie entrepreneurs, I wasted a lot of money and more than a few years of my life chasing after this idea and that idea and gods and various expressions to that effect. Whilst I had ideas, I had no idea on how to bring them to fruition. Not being the techiest of people, I procrastinated for far too long before even setting up my first site. I hate to say it, but I was a master at the art of talking myself out of taking action. Despite having very little success, I kept on working because, apart from this being my only hope for a future, I knew damn well that if I kept on working, at some point, I'll start earning. Then came the year that I discovered Kindle. At first, being the eternal optimist, I thought I was going to make my fortune Yay! And when I didn't make a penny, I left it till the end of what would it have been, about 10, 12 months. And then things started to change. Now, I went through a period of having a few $100s every month, which has since shriveled up to a few dollars every month. And I really need to do some more to get some more books out, given the amount of material that I've got. Anyhow, it's the royalties from the books that enabled me to set up a personal development mag on iTunes. And thanks to that mag, I learned my trade in personal development. I developed my own ideas, and now you're getting more of the finished article. This is me trying to get you to connect to your mind. Connect to your mind, and anything's possible. Build that connection, and, well, you can dream to the edge of the universe and beyond, and you'd stand a fair chance of at least travelling a decent distance. Now, what was I saying? Of course. Now, as I'm sure that you would agree, there are many times I could have given up. I could have allowed my situation to grind me into the dust, but I haven't. I could spend my life going on about how cruel and unfair life is, but I don't. Instead, reckless radical that I am, I just get on with things and try to make the best of the hand that I've been dealt. I suppose that we could all get metaphysical and deep and argue about why these things happen and what causes certain events to take place. But the fact of the matter is that I can't be bothered to do that. What's the point? It's pointless to seek for understanding about something that provides us with two clear choices. We can choose to react to life, or we can choose to respond to life. Your choice. When we react to life, we usually do so from a primitive mindset of self-preservation, because on the whole we are reacting to something negative. Or to put it another way, we wait for things to just happen to us, then we moan, groan, whinge, whine and complain. We think thoughts like, of course, this just had to happen to me because, of course, the universe is out to get you. Those who respond to life tend to be a lot more proactive. If something negative happens to you, then no big deal. You look for any lessons that can be learned. You look for any opportunities that the situation offers, and then you move on. You remind yourself that most successful people found success out of problems, struggles, and failure. No successful person ever got to the top without making mistakes or having gone wrong for them. But instead of throwing in the towel, their response is, if it doesn't work this way, then let's try this one. Maybe this moment is your, drumroll, big opportunity. If something goes wrong for you today, tomorrow, or whenever, don't go to pieces over it. Look for the opportunity that it offers. Grasp it, hold it, and then move on. And so, my friend, until the next time, keep living.